third video of Moodbag
video.
We promise we're going to stop counting at some point, but we're too excited. Well, this video is about the list of documents that you need when applying to a German university. So disclaimer, obviously this is what we know today. You know, maybe if you're watching this video in 2 years or 1 year, everything changes. So we always recommend that you go to the website and double check. Also, it goes from university to university. That doesn't mean that the list that we have is just like the more general.
Yeah.
And
this is the list that we have to apply to our university.
Exactly.
So our experience list.
Yeah, and we don't only apply to this university, we apply to more. So obviously we compare what we have, and then we say, okay, those are the documents that everyone asks. But there will be some that they will get like, yes, I also need this extra thing or here and there. So please double check.
There are always some exceptions.
Exactly. Also, we're not going to go too deep into certain things. We already talked about those things in last video. So if you don't know what we're talking about, we strongly recommend you to go to this video. Will be linked down below. So yeah, enjoy.
So first of all, of course, what you start from is that you need the diploma. You need the certificate of studies that you got at your university, or that your bachelor diploma. And of course, don't forget that you should translate it into English if it's not translated. And of course, you need to verify it with the notary. And always remember that you shouldn't send the originals. You always have to send the copies, because universities, they don't accept originals, and moreover, if they lose the original documents, then you are in trouble. So always send the verified, translated copies of your documents. Second thing, you need the proof that you actually can study in English. It's not enough to say I learned English at school and to provide the certificate for that you did some courses. No, you should either have a certificate of TOEFL or IELTS or CAE.
Yeah,
certificate. Most of the time, and we recommend it as well, you should take the TOEFL test.
Yeah,
which is kind of more European kind of test.
Yeah. It's a European, but I think that's the one that you can use when you're here, and they all know. I mean, everyone knows everything.
Yeah, but it's more common to take TOEFL, I would say, for Europe. If you want to apply to US, then you more need like the IELTS, and if you apply to Great Britain, then CAE.
Yeah, exactly.
So with the TOEFL, for us, it was the minimum grade that you can get with the English certificate to apply to university. It was 79 points, I think. It was the TOEFL. The IELTS, it was 6. And with the CAE, you need the C certificate, let's say, grade. So yeah, that's the thing that you need for sure in order to study here in Germany. You don't necessarily need the German certificate. You don't have to have the proof that you can speak German, but maybe some universities may require that.
Yeah.
And maybe it can change in some time, that now they don't require, but later on they will, because as an international in Germany, you need some German language, at least some basics to understand how to navigate, how to speak, how to say some basic stuff, how to buy groceries
how to get an apartment.
Yeah, how to get the visa, and we are gonna talk about it later, but yeah, some basic German language is required, I would say. Not on the paper, but at least for you to navigate and to live in Germany. However, you don't have to apply, and you don't have to pass any tests or certificates to get the German proof. Yeah. And also regarding our previous video, that you need either, maybe sometimes you need to apply through the Student Collect and to get their certificate that your studies are validated to study in Germany, or you need to apply through Uni Assist. That depends. So you need to choose which way you go, depending on what requirements are there. Next.
So well, that's more of the basic what you need for your documentation, but they don't only require that you prove how well you speak, or if you finish your studies. That's kind of very obvious when you want to apply, but they also want to get to know you. Who are you? And that's why they require for you to have a CV, your curriculum, which you're going to talk about where you work, experiences. We know that if you're maybe applying to a bachelor's and you think, oh my god, I don't have any work experience.
And you shouldn't have.
You shouldn't. Or if you're going directly from your bachelor to your master's, maybe you also don't have a work experience. But it doesn't matter. We usually, I can imagine, most of us go and do an internship, or we work in some sort of small job. Just write, and if you have an experience abroad, also write it, what you like, just do it. We can also show you what we wrote in our CVs. I had a little bit more work experience, so we can see like the two difference of someone who had more maybe in a company experience, but Olga had a lot of different experience.
I also had some work experience, but I think if you don't have any work experience and you still need to do this CV, and you can't just write I did bachelor in this and that's it.
Exactly.
You can maybe add some projects that you did during your studies. That can count as well. So
yeah,
try to describe yourself as a person and as you studied, the way that you worked.
Yeah, like exactly. I mean, there will be people like I'm older, so obviously there's more years that I can add there, but that doesn't mean that what you have until whatever age you are, that it's not important. Mm-hmm. Every single thing you do, it's important. So just write it down. And then from there, you need a motivation letter. This motivation letter, you have to write maybe 2 pages. Don't write a whole novel, but also don't just write a paragraph. It's like, oh, I want to study there because of that. No. In this university, in this motivation letter, what you should talk about is, why do you want to study in this university? Why Germany? What this, what's the name? Like, why is this thing that you want to study?
Why this thing?
Why do you want to study maybe marketing or international business? You know,
why are you interested in that specific field of study?
Exactly. Say it nicely.
That's why you need TOEFL.
So you don't have these issues.
Well, it's okay.
So anyway, so that's why you have to write, and honestly put a lot of effort into this letter, because you're going to need it for almost every university, but also for your visa. And we strongly recommend you not to just write, I want to go to Germany because I want to live in Germany because I have a better life there, yay.
Even though if it's true, don't write it.
No, maybe just write like, I am motivated by the German education system because I've always admired it, and which is true, it's a really great education system. But also because I want to take these things that I learn, this knowledge, to my country to make it better. I know it seems kind of tedious to write something, but do it.
Yeah, but try. And also don't forget to research about the university you want to apply, and try to kind of implement those things that you read on the website just there in your CV, not CV, in your
motivation letter. And then they also ask you maybe if you have a certificate for experience abroad, it's called, which means if you study a language abroad, then they give you most of the times like a certificate saying, yes, Alicia studied from that to that, and that's perfect. Also, if you did maybe some au pair thing, I don't know, whatever that you did abroad, that counts, even if it was 2 weeks. Do it, write it, because you're coming as an international student and they want to know that you're an international experienced person. Don't worry if you don't have it, it's not like a must, but that will definitely give you points.
It's a plus.
It's a plus. And then the last, you also need the...
You also need the testimonial. That it's not like you need it, but if you already had some work experience, you can add it as a testimonial that shows that you already had this work experience. And if you have your employer that can write the letter of recommendation for you, then you definitely should do that. You should translate it into English. You don't have to verify it, but just translate it into English. That way they can understand it here in Germany. And also add it, because that may add it additional extra ACTS for your studies. And what's ACTS?
The ACTS is the education, like the workload of how Germany counts, or Europe in general, how they count. If you study 30 hours, that will be 1 SATs. So mostly the universities have around 30 SATs per semester. So maybe if you don't have the whole required amount, they will be like, oh, hey, you have work experience or you've been abroad. Okay, we can count it as some points, because that's the whole point of studying, you know, that you have experience. So as Olga said, if you have it, do it. That's for sure.
Yeah, because if you imagine, we could be accepted with 180 SETs and 30 SETs we should do extra. And this is the whole semester. And this is around 750 to 900 hours.
That's a lot.
Imagine how much is that when you have all the projects, exams, when you have to learn so much and you have to do additional courses, additional exams. That's honestly horrible.
Yes.
And I'm so grateful that I had this kind of work experience, which was not that much, but it was just like a part-time job while I was studying. And that I got it, and it counted as this extra STS. And also because my bachelor was 4 years, and I think some countries they have less, and so it counted, and I didn't have to do them. Thanks God. And I can't say the same about Alicia. She had some troubles with it.
Oh my God. So first of all, you should really make sure that you know what this credits or SATs. In Mexico we have kind of credits, and I wasn't so aware of that. So when they told me you're accepted with 100 SATs, I just roll with it, and then I thought, okay, this is the university that I want, and I'll do it. But then I started talking to people, and they were saying like, yes, I have X amount of SATs, I studied 3 years, and I was like, what? Wait, I studied 4 years or more, a little bit more, and then I should have more. So I went to my documents and I started looking and I started researching, and I realized, I have way more than they're required to here. Plus, I also have work experience abroad. Have to send it to them and highlight it, and they were like, oh yeah, okay, so they waived the extra 30 SATs. But that's why we say, really know your system and know how, if you study 4 years, how many SATs those count and all of that stuff. It's really important, because believe me, I was happy that I didn't have to do it. I only did an extra project for 10 SATs. It was great because I ended up going to Switzerland, but still, it was a hell of work. Like, oh my God.
And what else? You also need, of course, the application form that you can get at the website of the university. You download it, fill it, and you have it.
Yeah.
And you, of course, need a passport. Yeah, the copy as well, the verified copy.
Exactly, that's what you need.
So let's sum up all the things that we said.
Yeah.
That first of all, you need the diploma, the certificate of study, translated, verified. You need TOEFL, IELTS, or CAE. We recommend you to have TOEFL. And also remember about the points that you should get. Not just the certificate, but the specific amount of points that you should get. As well, of course, if you apply through Student Connect, you get their certificate, you add it as well, or you just apply through Uni Assist.
Exactly. Then you need your CV, your motivation letter, the certificate, or motivation. What was the name again?
No, the testimonials.
Testimonials.
They call it testimonial.
Yeah,
so it's the proof that you had the work.
Exactly. Proof that you. That's easier. That's nicer, right? Testimonial. In my head, it just doesn't stick.
Just they call it testimonial in Germany. Egal. Egal is like whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And copy of your passport and application form for each university, obviously.
Yeah. So you get all these documents, sum up, and then you send them either directly to university or through Uni Assist.
Exactly. And that's it. So I hope you didn't get too confused by my testimonial work.
It's fine.
Now, next video, we're going to talk about visa enrollment, because it doesn't end there. So you already applied, and then you get the letter of, yay,
you're accepted. But it's not the end.
No. You have to enroll. And how do you enroll? What's that?
Yeah.
And how do you pay? How do you get your blood bank account? Oh my God, so many questions.
So many things that we should cover, and you just wait for our next video to come. And if you have questions to this video, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments. Don't hesitate to text us in Instagram, whatever.
We're going to also leave our email account if you want to email us, whatever it is that you feel more comfortable. We're here for you.
Yay.
So,
see you in the next video.
See you.
Bye.